Hi, it's the lead up to the federal election. It's on May 2nd, and tonight we're here at Candidate to meet the candidates from Edmonton-Centre. We'll be asking them 4 questions. Each candidate is asked the same question. One is related to energy policy and Canada's role in implementing renewable energy initiatives. The second is related to voter apathy and engagement and what role the parties have. And the third is related to coalition governments and whether or not they work in Canada. Finally, the candidates are each given an opportunity to reach out to Edmonton-Centre voters.
I'm Peggy Martin, and I'm the Marxist-Leninist Party candidate in Edmonton-Centre. Okay, well, the first thing is that we say that our resources stay here, which is a fight that workers in many sectors are fighting across Canada. So those resources which we do exploit here should be fully processed in Canada. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that if we developed the resources publicly and had public control and ownership, then we could use the funding from these resources in order to develop new renewable sources of energy. But the other thing is that the biggest issue is that monopolies control everything in the process. And so we really have a situation where monopoly right is trumping public right. So the most important thing is that for the people to be able to exercise their democratic right to set the direction for the economy so that public right takes precedence over the right of the monopolies to follow their own narrow interests and profit making. That's really what's the barrier to dealing with this question. See, I think the main thing here is that people blame the voters instead of looking at the party system. And it's the party system which is leading people to feel that they're completely sidelined, that their empowerment is being blocked by the electoral process itself. So our party, we encourage people to go on our website, mlpc.ca, and really look into the policies we have for democratic renewal and for a new a renewal of the political system and for people's empowerment. So one of the main things in this is that who selects the candidates. And so we say that your right to elect and be elected is impeded by this party-dominated system, and that the process should be funded, not the parties. So if funding went to the electoral process and not to the political parties, then we would have a whole different situation in which people could emerge to put their own program forward. As it stands, the people actually have demands that they're putting forward every day and organizing around. But when the election comes, these are all sidelined. Well, see, I don't think that's the issue because, I mean, of course, you could have a coalition government in Canada, but the problem we face isn't whether majority or coalition. We have a disequilibrium in the parliament, and it has to be sorted out in a new way, in a way that fits the modern society. Because, like, nobody, for example, is discussing the fact that the royal prerogative or prime ministerial prerogative can be used to make a huge number of decisions that profoundly affect Canadians. The question of going to war in Libya is one of them. You know, Canadians didn't, even Parliament was sidelined and didn't have the right to decide, much less the Canadian people, whether we're going to go to war. Or Harper recently went to Washington, and there he signed the security perimeter agreement with Obama. They refer to us, in this agreement as North American citizens. They're really eliminating our border, our sovereignty, many things that have a profound effect on Canadians. And this is all done completely behind our backs. So the Parliament is actually not working anymore. Whether it's a majority, minority, coalition, the Parliament itself no longer functions because Canadians, don't want this equation, who do you trust? It's medieval, it's way beyond its time, it's like petitioning the king. I think Canadians actually want to be involved in making the decisions about our country and about our future, including questions of war and peace, questions of what direction for the economy and our health care, our social programs, all the things which are really, really important to people. Well, first of all, we're saying to people, take an active approach to your own empowerment in this election. We're not running as a popularity contest. We do say to you that voting Marxist-Leninist is a vote for an anti-war government, and that's very, very important at this time. The most important thing is that we have to turn the situation around where the people's concerns are sidelined during the elections. We can only do that by organizing and building up the workers' opposition so that the people, the youth, the women, seniors, active and retired workers, the professionals, everyone can actually have a say in running the country and to turn the situation around where the elections they can actually ignore us in the elections.